I think we can start. It's going to be Shadow Temple first, and let's see. HuK is ready. NaNiwa is writing go as well. There we go.
Yeah, Countdown is already live for the first map of the winner bracket final between NaNiwa and HuK. Yeah, two players who definitely seem to be friends as well. I saw them trolling around yesterday quite often, like just even in the players room after NaNiwa beat MC. He was really happy, by the way, guys. I've really seen NaNiwa actually that happy or that relieved. He instantly went outside, got swarmed by German fans, gave a lot of autographs, and yeah, it kind of reminded me of like Muhammad Ali. You know, he really wanted to be like the people's champion who did manage to take down the Koreans.
Just like doing this,
yeah.
like cheer for me. But I really liked his emotions. Usually he's a very calm guy.
Yeah.
Just after you asked him, like when he won 20 maps in a row at the MLG, he just said it's okay, which is quite weird. But when he won against MC, he felt so good, I think, and yeah.
Yeah, he said as well he didn't want to go home yet. He's like, or even when I asked him if he wanted to cast the final series today or of that day, yeah, I even cast it with him. Now we do see the players in game already, and we see HuK spawning on the right side. No, actually, HuK spawning on the left side, and NaNiwa spawning on the right side of the map. I asked NaNiwa, you want to cast? He's like, yeah, but I think I'm too happy right now to cast. I'm like, no problem, man. It was really nice to see NaNiwa like that.
Yep.
Interesting scouting from HuK.
After the pylon, he scouted after the pylon, so he's maybe a little bit afraid of some kind of cheese. He will spot NaNiwa straight away. It's cross position on Shadow Temple. Oh, and is he just... Okay, I thought he might just scout for the mineral lines if they are used or not, so... Maybe he tries to hide his probe, but I don't think so. Yeah, he's just wandering around and both... No, actually, NaNiwa's gateway is a little bit earlier than HuK's. Not that much. Don't see a guess yet from HuK.
No.
There we go at 15.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that he decided to scout cross maps straight away, but it doesn't really matter all that much, so I guess I shouldn't try to break my head over it.
Oh.
We do see NaNiwa scouting his base now as well, both players. Starting off with one simulator, use the same amount of chrono boost. PvP is really like a matchup, I think, more than anyone, which really comes down to details. Like even like one volley of stalker shot can really make the difference already. Indeed, between
yes.
A winner or a loser. Both players are gonna have to be extremely careful. Certainly, if your opponent is as good as either NaNiwa or HuK, you really realize it. You can't afford a single mistake.
Yep, that's true. And actually, everything NaNiwa does is a little bit ahead. The cyber core is a little bit faster, and he does have, well, his probe count is a little bit lower, I mean. So, well, it's pretty much equal, but the core is a little bit ahead, so he can chrono boost his warp gate a little bit faster.
NaNiwa going for a relatively early second gate, I mean, even before the cybernetics core is done. So we might see a little bit of stalker pressure from him. Quite some chrono boost saved up, instantly chrono boosting the cybernetics core over here. Still no stalker.
I think NaNiwa will go for 3 stalkers into 4 gate all in.
Like against me in the TSL?
Yes,
yeah,
like against you.
I just was thinking about that, and I wanted to say that NaNiwa is known for this kind of strategy.
It's his strategy.
And it's not so easy to read, because there are 2 types of 2-gate opening. You can use 2-gate opening to get stalkers, to deny the 4-gate, but he mixed it up in doing his own 4-gate.
Yeah, but I think this kind of 4-gate is way better than the other one, because you can micro your stalkers without any big of a problem. But the zealot is really hard to micro.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You can lose it so easy.
And we do see HuK is going 4-gate while...
No, he's doing 3-gate.
No, he's 4-gating.
Oh, okay. I saw only 3, sorry.
He did take the second simulator, so perhaps kind of to throw NaNiwa off. We do see a minus stalker exchange over here in the middle of the map. Well, that's going to be an eye for an eye. No, HuK actually decides to retreat. He doesn't really want to take that loss.
Does he see the pylon? Yes, he does.
Excellent scouting so far by HuK as well.
And it's going to be 4-gate against 4-gate. NaNiwa does have already 3 stalkers against 1 zealot and 1 stalker, so he will be ahead in units.
But I still think HuK is ahead. I always do think if you take the second simulator, at least send 1 probe. You know, it's definitely not worth sending 3, because then you won't be able to hold the 4-gate. But if you did take the gas, then you might as well put 1 probe on it. It really helps out a lot with morphing in the additional sentry.
And well, HuK has the high ground advantage right now, but he has not that many units. It's 6 stalkers against 2, I think.
Yeah,
he really needs to work in units. And there we go, it's 4 stalkers, so it's going to be 6 stalkers against 6 and 1 zealot.
So here we go with this also important stalker exchange. So far, nice micro by HuK, but he might be over microing a little bit. But actually, he did not lose a single unit as yet. Here comes the additional warp in from NaNiwa though. HuK is gonna have to wait a couple of seconds before he will be able to walk in New Zealand. But I think so far so good for HuK, but this is going to be really important right now.
Well, NaNiwa is ahead in the supply count, and two stalkers are very, very injured. Both of them are dying right now. This looks quite good for NaNiwa, I guess. His zealots are fighting against the other zealots, and his stalker count is just higher. And if you have more, he's killing probes by now, and killing probes in the 4-gate is so sick because you cannot afford warp-ins anymore.
So still excellent micro here by NaNiwa. Once again, a rotation of 4 units, always perfectly the 4 unit, and HuK just calls GG. Realize he's too far ahead. NaNiwa takes the first map here on Shadow Temple with a 4-gate.
That's how we know him.
We did have a pylon as well in the main base from NaNiwa. NaNiwa quite pleased with himself. Yeah.
Strong 4-gate. His 4-gate is so strong. It's sick. I mean, he's so known for it, but still, it's so hard to stop.
And certainly considering the fact that HuK just had a defensive 4-gate. I mean, NaNiwa going for the offensive 4-gate, and we say this over and over again. The guy who was defending with 4-gate has such a user advantage, and somehow NaNiwa was still able to win the first map.
Yeah, his warp-ins were a little bit faster, so he was able to push up the ramp. And if you, like, once you push up the ramp, then it's kind of even, and he had more stalkers all the time. And if you have more stalkers, then
I still think the first exchange wasn't that bad for HuK, but I think his second warp-in, he warped it like too far away from his main army, and actually those warp-in units were quite vulnerable. Then he was kind of forced to defend them, while he rather would have grouped up a little bit. Perhaps just one time pull like 4 to 5 probes just to win like the big fight.
Yeah, maybe.
And then go for 1 sentry as well. I still think if you take the second assimilator, you should really put 1 probe on it, because 1 sentry can make honestly can make the difference.
They actually had both the same worker count, so if HuK pulls probes and loses them, then it's really hard to reinforce again. But maybe you're right. It's really, as you said, they're like so small things which can like make you win or lose the game, especially in 4-gate against 4-gate.